The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
We came up with the idea of auctions in August. Gulf Coast Bank does all the work. We display the item, we prominently feature it in social media, on our website, but we do it because it's the right thing to do for the community.
Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Following today's joint practice against the Panthers, Browns coaches now working through how much rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders will play when he starts the preseason opener Friday night in Carolina. That's when he'll be working with some second and third teamers. Our Harry Douglas.
And it's a big opportunity for Shedeur, and you got to take advantage of this opportunity when it presents itself. Can you go out there and execute, number one? Can you project yourself in the huddle and command it? Do you have control at the line of scrimmage? Can you go through your reads quickly and swiftly, but also be accurate as a passer and really show that you can move the football for this team? It doesn't matter if you're with the ones, the twos, or the threes.
Harry on unsportsmanlike. Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers says he's open to playing in Saturday's preseason opener if asked by Coach Mike Tomlin. Standout rookie outfielder Roman Anthony and the Red Sox finalizing an 8-year, $130 million extension, according to ESPN MLB insider Jeff Passan. Jen Powell will make Major League Baseball history this weekend. She'll become the first female umpire to work a regular season MLB game. She'll be working the bases Saturday and behind home plate on Sunday.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride! Go!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
And her name was Cassandra.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Cassie Spazzella. She hates when I do. Sorry, Cassie. Mary.
Murray, prison.
Duce. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Yep.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We got Aaron Murray.
Murray, prison.
Hump day.
In 12 minutes.
It's hump day.
We got Duce Gerald.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Next hour.
Hump day.
We'll begin our SEC fall previews next hour.
It's hump day.
Zack Abolver
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
covers the Gators.
Hump day.
They gonna get a new coach there in Gainesville?
It's hump day.
Maybe.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Or maybe DJ Lagway is gonna be awesome.
Hump day.
Or maybe DJ Lagway is awesome and Florida
It's
still
hump
stinks.
day. It's hump day.
Well, we'll see.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Maybe, possibly, perhaps, maybe kinda.
Hump day.
Cam Sanders in hour 3.
It's hump day.
Cam Sanders made his big league debut last night.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Struck out a pair.
Hump day.
2 scoreless innings.
It's hump day.
They played a little day game today there in Pittsburgh.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Game should be final now, yeah? You can hit the drop mute. Yeah, Giants beat the Pirates 4-2.
It's hump day.
So we'll see if Cam Sanders can jump on with us a bit later here in the show.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
All right, let's get going. Here we go. A lot of ground to cover today. Thank you for being here with us on this hump day. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
I hate the internet. I love the internet. I hate the internet at the same time. It's a love-hate thing. Everybody's asking. I shouldn't say everybody. I'm going to assume that there's a lion's share of you that will have no idea what I'm talking about. But all my text line, my DMs, everything are all blowing up about, literally I've got 100 messages on my text line that are all asking me about Nussmeier. I have no idea where the Nussmeier. There was a rumor that started about Garrett Nussmeier at practice. I have no idea the basis of it. I have no idea where it started. I have no idea who saw what. I had enough people ask me. I did reach out to what I will call a very high rank. Well, I reached out to several different people on LSU staff. And one person, a very high-ranking LSU staff member, replied to me, and the exact reply was, "Crazy rumors, he's okay!" Exclamation point. I have nothing else to add. I was not there. I don't know what was reported. I don't know where it started. I don't know what the rumors are, any of that stuff. I have no clue. There was no media availability at practice today. Tomorrow is a recovery day. They're practicing again Friday, and media is invited to attend Friday, and then they have a scrimmage Saturday. We're invited to attend that as well, so you'll get some definitive answers then, but I do not mind sharing that with you for the many of you who have messaged me on all the different platforms, and the no doubt many others who are wondering the exact. I have nothing else to add. Four words: crazy rumors. He's okay! Exclamation point. That's the response. So I have nothing else to add. And we all know LSU is going to be what we all think they can be this year. It'll be because of Garrett Nussmeier. Because one of the things that's very, very apparent behind Garrett Nussmeier is Michael Van Buren and Colin Hurley are not ready to play. Colin Hurley is physically a more imposing, just a bigger, physically more imposing player than Van Buren. But Van Buren started 8 games a year ago at Mississippi State after Blake Shapen was injured. So he has the benefit of seeing those live bullets. And the way that I've described it is, if Van Buren is kind of an insurance policy this year. After both Ricky Collins and A.J. Swan left, you went in the portal and got Van Buren, not to challenge Nussmeier for a starting spot, but simply just to be a guy that, Nuss has to miss a series or a half, God forbid, anything like that. He's been through some of the wars and go keep the train on the tracks till Nussmeier comes back, right? But make no mistake. Whatever your season is going to be this year, it will be whatever it can be at its max, only if and only Garrett Nussmeier is healthy and plays the full season, which we all want to see, man. Came back for his 5th season, poised to do great things. For example, Louis Riddick was on Get Up today, and they were having the conversation about, they're making their Heisman picks, and Louis Riddick picked Garrett Nussmeier to win the Heisman.
I'm going to go with Garrett Nussmeier because I think, look, he's going to be the one who's in control. He's the one who has the ball in his hands every single play. He is uber talented. He is super smooth, makes great decisions, real poised in the pocket. He's in control of his own destiny, and I kind of like that. I kind of like what he brings to the table. I've seen Cade Klubnik play. I don't think he's going to be a Heisman Trophy favorite. I get to see Lenore Sellers early in the season. Garrett Nussmeier is the pick for me, though, right now.
For whatever it's worth, if you're looking at the Heisman odds right now, this is over at DraftKings. Arch at plus 650, Garrett Nussmeier plus 850 right behind him. Then Klubnik at plus 950, Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State plus 1,100, Drew Aller from Penn State at plus 1,600, Lagway at Florida plus 1,800. Same there with Sellers, then Ty Simpson at Alabama. You look at Heisman odds, and it's always you're going to see quarterbacks from the teams that are projected to be really good. Ty Simpson hasn't taken a meaningful snap in his career, and he's got the 8th best odds. Why? Because he's the quarterback at Alabama. And you could project and say, okay, well, the quarterback of the best teams are always the guys that generally get the advantage and the nod in the Heisman race. So if you think Alabama could be good, or Penn State could be good, or LSU could be good, look, Julian Saint's another one. I mean, it's the defending national champ. Julian Saint hasn't taken a snap in his career, a meaningful snap, and he's at Ohio State at plus 2,000. Same odds as Ty Simpson, just behind Lenore Sellers. Why? Because their quarterbacks are really good teams that are projected to maybe be playoff teams, and the quarterbacks of really good teams are the ones that are generally going to find themselves there on the stage in New York at the Heisman ceremony. But for all the reasons we've talked about plenty, there's great reason to think Garrett will be there and in that conversation. What is interesting is if you are a believer in either Garrett Nussmeier or Cade Klubnik, I would, if you are a bettor, I would recommend placing that wager now, because you are not going to get odds this good on either guy again after week one, based on whoever wins that game. I mean, like, obviously, if LSU loses, then Nuss's odds will become longer, and you'll get a better number. But then it'll be a long road to get back to that point. If LSU wins that game, then Garrett Nussmeier becomes the prohibitive favorite to win, and you won't see plus 850 again. I mean, unless if they lose 3 games somewhere along the way, and he's out of the running. So anyway, in any event, just to say, like, if you're a believer in Nuss to win the Heisman, and you think LSU is going to beat Clemson, you better jump on that number, because if they beat Clemson, you ain't getting a better number than plus 850 the rest of the year. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Real quick, play, if you would, Muse 14. This was Brian Kelly on Van Buren and Hurley. This was from after practice on Tuesday.
I think it's the details. You know, they're talented players. Both of them can play in the SEC, but talent is just one thing, right? You've got to be able to not have those moments where the ball's on the ground or, you know, you throw a pick six. I just want them to eliminate the big mistakes. Let them be athletes. Let them be who they are. They're not the same quarterback. They have different kind of traits. But, you know, what can you do? Again, I come back to this model of consistency is about, can you stay laser focused every single snap throughout the entire practice? And so that's really what I'm trying to get out of both those guys. And they've had their moments. We need to get it to a point where it's much more consistent.
Show Up and Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers as we move closer to that opener. Saints preseason opener coming up on Sunday. Of course, the official beer of the Saints is Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Remember our friends over at Mockler Beverage, great community partners and have been for 4 decades. It's rare that you go to a charity event, a school fair, a fundraiser, where you don't see all those Mockler Beverages, Anheuser-Busch products. That's because Mockler Beverage has been so ingrained in our communities for so many years. It's Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. All right, we'll continue the quarterback convo. Aaron Murray joins us next. AFR.
After further review.
Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com. YourGoodwood.com. That's where you'll find them online. YourGoodwood.com. Schedule a consultation. Tell you plenty about hormone replacement therapy. It doesn't matter who you are. Man, woman, young, old, whatever. This is more about how you feel. It's not your age. It doesn't matter if you're 35, 45, 75. It's about how you feel. And literally every human, none of us are exempt, every human as we age, our bodies produce less of the hormones that contribute to how we feel. So, you know, whenever you wake up in the morning in your 20s, you can stay out late, wake up early, have a ton of energy. You can rally a little better. You have a better metabolism. You build muscle. You burn fat, better libido, all that stuff. That's hormone related. You want to safely, affordably supplement to get to healthy levels to make you feel like you did when you're younger? Hormone replacement therapy could be the option. Simple blood test can let you know. YourGoodwood.com. Learn more. YourGoodwood.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies. Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Saints have the day off. They're flying to L.A. Some practices out in Irvine the next couple days before they link up with the Chargers on Sunday. So we'll get some Saints talk a bit later. Always love talking quarterbacks. Love when we can do it with Aaron Murray, former Georgia great. He's on Twitter at AaronMurray11. Of course, SiriusXM is where you'll find him. He's good enough to join us now. Aaron, we appreciate you, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just how are you guys doing without our boy T-Bob? I mean, like, what's those late night shows going to look like without the craziness of, I don't know, whatever we call T-Bob at midnight after LSU games?
It's a lot quieter in the building. It's less odoriferous around the third floor bathroom. Say that much.
Yes. There we go.
Not sure what midnight, Saturday night, Sunday morning's really going to look like this year. But we know it'll be a lot different, and there won't be inflatable pigs. I know that much. I'm certain of at this point, Aaron.
Oh, I mean, there's nothing better than getting him to do my show, our show Snaps, directly after drinking and smoking cigars with you for 2 hours. So you think you had the best of T-Bob? I really had the best of T-Bob right after that.
Did you ever get hit in the face with a battery pack from an inflatable pig that he had just molested?
Oh God, I did not.
Yeah, I got you beat. You want to go? You want to go? You want to go?
This is true.
You want to go?
This is true.
I know.
Oh, I do not. At least I was. I could turn my camera off and end the show whenever I wanted to.
You had a buffer. You had a digital buffer. Hey, we were just talking about your Heisman odds before you came on, and we're talking about Nuss. And look, it makes sense, right? I mean, good stats, good teams. You're usually there in New York. I saw you tweeted earlier in the week about that you thought Nuss would have the best stats for the 2025 season, but you thought the best pro prospect in college football is actually Drew Aller. Why?
I just think Drew. I mean, I think they both are check off a lot of boxes. So I mean, it's just the list was 4 really good quarterbacks that I think all have the potential to be first round draft picks in the NFL. But I really love Drew's game from a year ago, and I know there's a lot of bad taste in a lot of people's mouths after that bowl game or the playoff game where he played really bad. There's no doubt about it. He did not have a good game at all. But if you look at the entire season of Drew and his ability to push the ball down the field, big kid, big arm. He's athletic. It can make all the throws you want. That was with an offense that really didn't have any weapons besides the tight end. I mean, at Penn State, that finally made some upgrades and are trying to improve that position heading into the season to give him some more support on the outside. But you go back and watch the tape, no one was getting open besides that big tight end. And it was very difficult for him to go out there and make plays consistently with that, but he did. So I saw a lot of really good stuff from him a year ago, take away that playoff game. So I love both of them. I love all of the four in the list, Lenoris as well, and then Klubnik, who, I wasn't a big fan of Klubnik. 2 years ago, did not think that Cade was much of improvement over DJU when they did make the switch. And, that was kind of true first game of the season last year as well. That first game versus Georgia did not look good at all, was late on throws, had a couple opportunities, hit some explosives down the field, and just could not get the ball out of his hands. And then, kind of from there, just gained confidence week after week. So you look at him and his team, what they have coming back, have some receivers, have an offensive line, defense should be much improved. I think Cade's due for a big year and a guy that I would pick as kind of my favorite for the Heisman. And I think Garrett's going to be in the conversation as well. I just think it depends on, how far does LSU go? Like, I'm very confident that Clemson's going to win the ACC. Yeah. Clemson has a chance to win a national championship. I think LSU's a playoff team, and if they are, Garrett will most likely be in New York.
I think everybody knows, like, you played 4 seasons at Georgia. When this is only Garrett's, you were there 5 years, obviously, after the redshirt, played 4 seasons.
Yep.
It's the same with Garrett, but this is only his second year as a starter. Aaron, when did you feel comfortable? Right, I guess I'm trying to say for Garrett now going into his second year as a starter, but his 5th year on campus, how would you gauge that based on your experience?
Well, yeah, remember too, he took over after a Heisman champion winner, and Jaden too. So like, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of eyeballs on him, and it's not just Jaden, but it's Joe Burrow before that as well. So it's like, all right, I'm taking over this over the past 5 years. 2 guys that have won the Heisman Trophy, 2 guys I got picked, 1 or 2 in the NFL draft, 2 starters in the NFL, and now I got to go out there and kind of continue this tradition of what LSU's been offensively and what LSU's been at the quarterback position. So I think that's a lot to handle too mentally, to kind of carry that torch and move on. And that was with, a new offensive coordinator last year as well. I know he's, been in the building and similar offense, but still, that relationship had to build. So I think heading into year 2, there is a lot more confidence. I think now it's kind of, it's a year to say, hey, this is my team. And now you get another off season to continue to kind of create some separation from the Jaden and, him win the Heisman. I think there has been, and I think there will continue to be a lot of confidence in Garrett as a quarterback. But, we'll go back to your original question of how long it took. Listen, there's a big jump for me from year 1 to year 2 when it comes to just confidence of playing in this league, in the SEC, being able to make the throws week in and week out. But I would say like the 3rd, 4th year that you're in the system, which, he's been in the system for quite some time, is when you really take ownership of the offense, when you can have complete command of all the checks, of getting the offense in the right position, auto-bowling at the line of scrimmage. So, I anticipate yes, confidence for him, but also that knowledge of his offense and going out there and taking it to another level.
Aaron Murray is our guest. Give him on Twitter, X, at Aaron Murray 11. If I gave you one quarterback in the SEC, not long term, I mean, just as they are right now for this season, to go play you're drafting of the 16. You'd pick one for this year. Who would you take?
I would take DJ. If you told me that he wasn't going to get hurt all year, I would take DJ Lagway. Probably is my number one. I think he is by far the most gifted quarterback in this league. He's got the size. I think he's got it between the ears. He has the ability to make every throw you want. He's got the athleticism. Because you can go down the list. Love Garrett, love his ability to throw the football. Not as good of an athlete. Love Lenoris and his running ability. I think Lenoris is a good thrower. I don't think he's as fluid of a thrower as DJ. I've said on this channel with Hester, just kind of my hesitations right now, obviously with Arch there at Texas, is going to have a great team around him, but, he needs to go out there and prove it to me week in and week out that he could be elite. So I think if there was a guy in this league that, has what it takes to be a first-round draft pick that checks off every single box, I think it's DJ. And honestly, I'm excited to see what Florida can do this year. I think it's a good team. It's a team that obviously finished the season off extremely strong. I think there's some pressure that has been relieved, surrounding Billy Napier. And I do think you have one of the premier quarterbacks. I would say, to me, the most gifted quarterback in the country. He's obviously got to go out there and do it. But, man, I love his skill set. And like I said, I had an opportunity to sit down with him a year ago before his first game in Kentucky. I had that game and get to know him a little bit. And just great character, great human being, hard worker, and hoping that he can stay healthy and get the job done.
Do you know who you have week 1 yet?
Who do I have week
Yeah,
1? I got 2 games. I got Missouri Thursday night, and I'm actually going to Oklahoma on Saturday.
That's two really, man. LSU plays Oklahoma at the end of the season, Aaron, but it's two really interesting teams because both have big expectations, but both have massive questions. Like OU, I look at the schedule, Aaron, and I go, tell me how they get to 7. But everyone seems really high on the quarterback coming in from Washington State and Arbuckle coming in as well. Like, where do you fall on the Sooners?
See, I listen. Oklahoma has a ton of talent. There's no doubt about it. And I love the quarterback. I think you go back to what he did at Washington State a year ago. Athletic, can throw the football. Obviously, coming in with his OC, so he's going to know the playbook. It wasn't a quarterback problem though a year ago for Oklahoma. It was everything else. It was, you're on your 7th receiver. Your entire offensive line's banged up. Because I think Arnold's a good quarterback. Like I think Arnold has an opportunity at Auburn to go out there and have a good season with those receivers and that offensive line, to have some success and kind of. I saw enough flashes early on the season, before all hell broke loose with the skill guys around him. But I say this to Oklahoma fans. I was on a show a couple weeks ago. I was like, Oklahoma has equivalent talent to LSU, to maybe not far off from Texas, and maybe not far off from Alabama and Georgia. They've recruited at a really high level. But let me ask you this: where would you rank Brent Venables as a head coach in this league? When all things are even, and you have to go to the coaching matchup, where is he in the SEC? And I would say he's middle of the pack. He's somewhere around 8 to 10 when you come to ranking coaches in this league. So at the end of the day, you can have a ton of talent. And this is the big thing for Penn State this year as well in the Big Ten. Penn State had a lot of talent a year ago. Penn State's had talent. Maybe not as much as outside Michigan, but they've had a lot of talent. And yes, they're maybe they return the most and have Drew and got some receivers and they got the great running backs and the defense will be good. But at the end of the day, can James Franklin get it done? Has he proven it? I don't know yet. So I think, to me, that's the same question I have with Oklahoma. I know they're going to be talented, but Brent Venables is not as good as a coach as 6 or 7 other teams in this league that have the same kind of talent. So until he kind of gets out of it and proves that he can win some of these big-time games in this league, I have my doubts about Oklahoma and their success as well.
Aaron, before you go, thought on Brian Kelly, the expectation on him this season with the amount of talent he has on the roster?
Yeah, I love Brian Kelly, and I know there's probably different feelings there in Baton Rouge than kind of what I have, but, I've covered you guys a bunch over the past couple of years, and, I still believe he's one of the top coaches in America. Probably somewhere, I had him at top 5 after, before last season, maybe dropped a little bit, but, I try to remind people, what he took over, a roster of, 35, 36 guys, had to be rebuilt and had to be rebuilt in a big way on the defensive side of the football. So I think, to me, Baker's second season at DC, the defense is going to be better. Perkins and Weeks and go on and on. I think that side of the football should be better. And I think you're going to have one of the premier offenses, even with a rebuilt offensive line, you're going to have one of the premier offenses, not only in the SEC, but in the country with Garrett and those receivers. So I think this is a year where you're starting to kind of, fully put together what the roster is going to look like. Year 4, not just the offense, but the defense as well. So to me, if there was a dark horse in the SEC, it would be LSU, because you go down the list. It's like Georgia, Alabama, Texas. Probably tier 1, but still a lot of questions at the quarterback position. LSU, Florida, South Carolina have quarterbacks, maybe not as, many 4 and 5 stars around them, but had the quarterbacks. And of those 3, I would say in that tier 2, I have more faith in Garrett Nussmeier and LSU of those 3. So if there was someone that could challenge maybe kind of the big boys, to me, it would be LSU this year.
Has T-Bob got you up to Chicago yet?
No, he is not. Maybe if I get a game up there close by, I'll stop by and say hey. But he does look like he's thriving at the moment.
It fits. He had the Cajun Cannon up there with him.
I saw that.
Telling old War Daddy stories, man. You get the cannon rolling on those like 1980s NFL War Daddy stories. I mean, dudes with crooked fingers and just concussions left and right, just puking and going right back in. I mean, they were a different breed, man. But that's fun as hell to hear that stuff.
Yes, T-Bob is definitely. He's definitely where he belongs. That is for sure. So I think, he will, because we had the same agent. We were talking about this the other day, and I was like, T-Bob knows more ball than anyone else in that building. Plus, he's as crazy and entertaining as any of them. So like that combination, I was like, my only issue and worry, and probably you know this, just as cause what we started the show about, is just making sure he doesn't drink himself to death. Like that is my only worry with T-Bob and his success in life. Is T-Bob is where he should be, and he should run that whole damn place as long as his liver doesn't fail.
I think he's kind of like a I don't know, man. He's almost like Frankenstein. Like he's a lab-made mutant. I don't get it, Aaron, but one thing I'll tell you I've never worried about is T-Bob showing up the next day. It could be 3 a.m. and he's on stage like doing Jaeger shots, doing karaoke. I'm like, 7 a.m., he's going to be in the chair doing a show. Like, I just know he is. I never worry about it.
Yeah, but we are getting old, though. We are getting old. We start creeping towards that 40 number. It's going to slow down eventually, but maybe T-Bob is just a freak of nature.
He's got good genes, but we shouldn't say that out loud or people might get upset.
Yeah, don't do that.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
See you, brother.
Be well. That's Aaron Murray. I'll get him at Aaron Murray 11, Sirius XM, and of course you'll get him on ESPN broadcasts as well. Yeah, don't talk. Found out Friday when Terry was in here about the whole Sydney Sweeney jeans. I'm like, people are lunatics. Like, are you just trying to find something to bitch about? Like, she's hot. She's got good genes. She does. Whatever. She's hot. It's good. It's a pun. And maybe it's just because I love puns. I love puns. I love a good pun.
You do love puns.
I do love a pun.
You do love puns.
I love a pun.
Yeah.
I also love Parish Construction and Roofing.
You do?
Love it so much, I'm a partner in that company.
That's true, you are?
That's how much I love it.
I saw a Parish truck today on my way into work.
Oh, did you?
I did.
The white one, the green one, or the gray one?
It was the white one.
Okay. No, that wasn't Terrio. Might have been Matt Pearson. Matt Pearson's our commercial roofing manager. He's awesome. If you need roof repair or roof replacement, we'd love to help you out. If you had hail, think you might have had hail. If you just don't know the last time you had a roof inspection, probably a time to get that thing done. It's free. Just go to the website, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. By the way, if anybody ever tries to charge you for a roof inspection, turn and run the other way. We'll always give you a free, no-obligation roofing inspection. You don't need to be home. Just permission to be at your house, to walk it, mark it, chalk it, photos, all that sort of stuff. Let you know what you got going on with your roof. And if you need a repair, we'd love to help you out. It's time to replace it. We'd love to help you out with that as well. And if not, great. You got a free roof inspection so you know where your roof stands the next time a storm comes along. It's parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction Roofing, parishbuilt.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. We'll go around the SEC. Taylor Calandro's back. I haven't talked to Taylor in like, I don't know, a month. We had SEC Media Days, and then did you talk to him when I was in Mexico?
No, I did not.
So I was at Media Days, and then in Mexico, and then Taylor was somewhere last week. So I don't know. We haven't done Bourbon Dictionary in a hot minute here. So get your booze questions in for Taylor. Email us, tweet us, or text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Bourbon Dictionary in 15 minutes. We'll go around the SEC next.
AFR.
We are brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You know where they are by now. Seaganeer Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Buy local, shop local. Hey, look, it's 90 degrees. Actually, on my computer right now at the bottom left where the weather is, it just says very hot weather. It doesn't even say the temperature. It just says very hot weather. What you know is that we still got plenty of summer, plenty of time to enjoy being outside, by the pool, barbecuing, all that good stuff. So plenty of those summer flowers and plants and trees and shrubs to add that pop of color to your flower beds, your patio pots. When you have guests coming over, maybe pretty soon to watch football games, you want to beautify your outdoor spaces, our friends over at Clegg's can help. And they got great accessories as well, like tuned wind chimes, hummingbird feeders, decorative outdoor doormats. It's all at one place at Clegg's Nursery. So buy local and shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
We came up with the idea of auctions in August. Gulf Coast Bank does all the work. We display the item, we prominently feature it in social media, on our website, but we do it because it's the right thing to do for the community.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
The New Orleans Saints are airborne today for Los Angeles. They're going to go practice out in Irvine for a couple of days. And the Saints have already announced a few roster moves. And Hunter Deckers, who was once gone, is back again. But maybe the more significant news, aside from re-signing free agent quarterback Hunter Deckers, is that they have waived punter Matthew Hayball. Remember, Matthew Hayball was the Saints' starting punter a year ago. He punted for the team all last year, but they have been in a heated battle. Thank you, Murray. They have been in a heated battle. How to make it stick. They've been in a heated battle there. Remember, they signed Kai Kroger just a week ago, the former All-American from South Carolina. So the Saints are... It's so odd. Ever since they cut Thomas Morstead, they just have had a revolving door. There was Blake Gillikin. There's Matthew Hayball. Who was the Australian guy they had? Remember him?
Lou Headley.
Lou Headley with all the tattoos on his arm. Like, they just can't figure it out. So, it's the old Sean Payton adage was you'd rather get rid of a guy a year too early than a year too late. And that was the whole premise of the organization. And by and large, it works. But when it doesn't, it's generally high profile. For example, Darren Sproles. That was the most glaring one. They thought Sproles was near the end. They got rid of him. He goes to Philly, remember? And then he popped off in Philly. And everyone's like, why did you get rid of Darren Sproles? And they thought he was done. Same thing with Morstead. Morstead's continued to be a really consistent player, and the Saints haven't quite figured it out. Anyway, so they've waived Matthew Hayball and re-signed quarterback Hunter Deckers. We'll tell you more about that as we move throughout the show today. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. We're brought to you by Supper Club, supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com. One of the awesome things about Supper Club, I tell you all the time about the amazing Wagyu, the great steaks, all the other amazing things that you can eat. Even if it's not a steak that you're looking for, if it's the Chilean sea bass, the truffled lobster gnocchi, the Ora King salmon, the veal parmesan, which I tell you about all the time, but even things like their hot appetizers. You have got to try the short rib burnt end. If you go to a Supper Club and you get one appetizer, like let's say you just go to the bar and you're going to have cocktails and a nap. The short rib burnt end is 8 ounce. It's braised for 6 hours. It's deboned, diced up. It's tossed in a sticky, caramelized barbecue sauce and served with homemade bread and butter pickles. It's amazing. And to finish, they smoke the dish in a dome with oak chips. So part of it's an awesome display when they bring it to the table. It's on the dome, the clear dome. You can see all the smoke under the lid, and they take it off. You see the smoke come up on your plate, your table. It's all about presentation and style, but of course the flavor is incredible. It's at Supper Club, supperclubbtr.com. Book your reservations, y'all. Supperclubbtr.com, or you can always pop in. Remember, you never need a reservation at the bar at Supper Club. Just pop on in. Open seating at the bar always. Supperclubbtr.com. Supperclubbtr.com. Okay, we do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference. The Florida Gators.
Freshman wide receiver Dallas Wilson suffered a lower leg injury in fall camp this week. He was not at practice on Wednesday. Recovery timeline not immediately disclosed. He was a 5-star, the number 50 overall player, the 8th best wide receiver in the recruiting class, according to 24/7.
The Texas Longhorns.
Texas wide receiver Ryan Wingo expected back at practice on Thursday. That, according to Sark, he was absent, the sophomore, the last time the media was allowed in practice back on July 31st. God bless. You realize how lucky we are? Texas media hasn't been to a practice since July 31st. Brian Kelly lets us watch the whole damn thing. I'm telling you, it's so uncommon, the access that we get. Anyway, 6'2", 214. Wingo's a former 5-star. DJ Campbell's the only returning starter on the offensive line for Texas. He was also absent, has been absent since last Thursday.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
Clark Lee gave an injury report. It's begun to swell. 4 projected starters have picked up injuries the last couple of days. Athlete Martell Height, edge Miles Capers, offensive lineman Chase Mitchell, and wide receiver Trent Hudson, all on the mend right now. Lisa Height entered the concussion protocol Monday after hitting his head on the ground.
Texas A&M!
Right as fall camp got underway, A&M had an off-field issue with defensive back Dalton Brooks. He was arrested following a hit and run. Mike Elko said they've addressed the situation. Everything will be handled inside the program, of course, because that's how it rolls in college athletics. You're arrested with a hit and run, and we'll handle it internally, no worries. Brooks is entering his 3rd season in College Station, 25 career games played with 77 tackles. Also, has inked an NIL deal with Roback. That's pretty cool. Aggie fans will get a 20% discount there. If you liked A&M stuff, you could use that code. I like Roback, but I don't like A&M, so I'm not buying any other stuff.
The Ole Miss Rebels.
And 4-star linebacker Anthony Davis has committed to Ole Miss. Picked the Rebs over Alabama, Michigan, and Auburn. He's out of Loganville, Georgia, Grayson High School. The number 30 linebacker, the number 432 overall prospect. He's the 16th commit for Ole Miss's class. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Remember, over at Goodwood, lowest prices and never any contracts. If part of your hang up is like, I don't want to sign a contract, I don't want to be doing this for a year, get locked in some long-term thing. Nope. Go month to month. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Doesn't matter if it's hormone replacement therapy, if it's ED treatments, if it's NAD+, if it's BPC 157, any of their therapies. Lowest prices, never any contracts. YourGoodWood.com. YourGoodWood.com. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro. So get your booze questions in. Email us, tweet us, or text in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. It's AFR.
AFR.
So when you have tons of options, turnaround seasons here, and thinking about what industrial contractor you should call, when you have options, why should you call Action Industries? Well, at Action Industries, the Advanced Turnaround Group is a subsidiary of Action Industries. So same great company, but it's their turnaround division. All they do is turnaround work. At the Advanced Turnaround Group, they offer 24-hour availability for emergencies. So you never have to worry about what time of day something may happen. They also offer things like specialty welding at the Advanced Turnaround Group. And when you're talking about a company the size of Action Industries, they're going to give you that personal attention that maybe sometimes you lack when you hire the mega contractors. These people, their entire careers are centered around turnaround work at the Advanced Turnaround Group. It's the Advanced Turnaround Group, a subsidiary of Action Industries. You can learn more at actionindinc.com for Action Industries, innovation in action.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, Ice Cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
All right, wrapping up hour number 1. Taylor joins. It's been a hot minute, man. How are you?
Hola, senor. How are you?
Yeah, I think the last time we talked was before I went to Mexico. And
I was going to the Caribbean, and you were going to Mexico.
I learned a few phrases that I need to know. Things like cerveza,
easy,
tequila, margarita. That's it.
But fajita, quesadilla.
Nope, didn't even need that. You just point to the menu or whatever I wanted. Yeah.
Did you find any good tequila there?
Oh, no. The resort we were at had Don Julio Blanco, so I stuck with tried and true, something that I drink a lot of and knew well. So give me Don Julio Blanco rocks with a lime. That's it.
Nothing wrong with that, and it'll get you where you need to go. For sure.
It did, in fact, for about 5 straight days. And then mixing in a few bottled waters every now and again. That was about it.
It's always good.
You stay at a resort, they just shove booze in your face. Food and booze from like the moment you wake up. It's just like,
dude,
here, eat and drink.
I've done it in the Dominican, and it's if you want to eat and drink, do an all-inclusive somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's what you do the whole time, literally. Yeah. And do weird, like, dance parties and stuff like that, too.
We didn't do any weird dance parties. But
we did a silent disco on our honeymoon. I will never forget that. It was one of the weirdest things ever.
Sounds weird.
Yeah.
Did you say silent disco?
Yeah, it's where everybody has headphones on and they're listening to the same music. But if you take your headphones off, you can't hear anything, and everybody's just dancing.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It was weird. It was at our all-inclusive. It was included in the resort, so we just did it.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, I'm just going to go to my room. I don't want to be around these people.
I had to, and my wife's the same way. She's no fun, but I made her do it anyway.
Okay. All right, let's get to some questions. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Michael Lube said, can you ask Taylor about Whiskey Tree? Is it worth the money?
I love Whiskey Tree, the high-rise specifically. It won the San Francisco Wine and Spirits Festival a few months ago. I think it won gold in that. It's fantastic. For the price, it's like, I think it's a 5-year, but it doesn't drink like a 5-year. It's really good for a local whiskey.
I know we talked a good bit about it. This is from 7-3 Distilling, and you and I, a couple of years ago, were doing a blind tasting of some stuff with 7-3, and they snuck a Whiskey Tree in there, and we were both like, what is that? I mean, it was so noticeably different from everything else we were sampling. It was pretty obvious to anyone who would know the difference. But, they won double gold,
I think it was double gold. It was either gold or double gold for one of the categories at the San Francisco Wine and Spirits Festival.
What I'll say, and I think you agree, is I think this is the first time you've had a Louisiana distiller that has taken the time to do it right, and it's paid off.
Yeah, and I've been over there to the distillery. I've talked about it on this show before, but I've been over there. I've tasted through a bunch of their stuff, a bunch of their, stuff that they're working on, and they're doing really good stuff. And I hope that the brand sticks around and everything, because the liquid's really good, and they're taking time, like you said. It's not something a lot of people do, especially locally, and that's not to rag on locals. It's just the way it is. They're just not taking the time to make the product to where it needs to be put out in public. It costs money to sit on stuff, and whiskey, you can't fast forward time, and whiskey takes time, and people have tried to expedite aging and all that stuff. I've tasted expedited aging whiskey. It is atrocious.
It's awful.
If you're not familiar with it, one of the ways they do it is like a plastic vat full of oak chips that they run the liquid through several times, and that expedites, and I put that in heavy quotation, the process. But you're just not getting the tannins and the fatty acids and all the stuff out of the wood that you need to with that. It just the product doesn't come out how it should. There's no depth to it generally, and Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. Sorry, I went off on a little rant there.
No, that's good information. And the reason we're going to run out of time, but if you want to age something 6 years, you can't go to market for 6 years. You make an upfront investment, and then you have to wait 6 years till you can sell it and hope people like it. So it's a very difficult process to be patient, but they've done it, and I hope they do well. Ask Taylor, what's a good wallet-friendly alternative to Blanton's? That's from Micah.
Good wallet-friendly alternative to Blanton's. I like to suggest something like Elijah Craig that's really inexpensive. They have a few different marks. I would also look for something like Bowman. If you can find Bowman anywhere, it's the same mash bill, I believe, just aged in different facilities. But Bowman for sure.
Last one, Mark. Does Calandros sell Kalani rum?
What was it?
Kalani.
Yeah, that sounds familiar-ish. I'm scrolling through the Rolodex. I think we have that right now. I'm just not 100% sure.
All right. Taylor Calandro from Calandros. Thank you, dude.
See you, Matt.
All right, we'll see. It's after further review. We're brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, title sponsor of our Hump Day shows all throughout the year. We do have Duce Geralds and his dad, Davern Sr., I guess. They'll both be joining us in 20 minutes. Looking forward to that. Last Saturday, Duce Gerald's thrilled LSU fans when he picked the Tigers over Oregon, Ole Miss, and others. So they'll be with us, father and son, in 20 minutes from right now. We're looking forward to that. And Zack Abolver here in about 35 minutes from right now, talking some Gators. It's AFR.
AFR.
South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com, new and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. It's South Point Volkswagen. Remember also at South Point, I always say new and certified pre-owned because their certified pre-owns are all different makes and models. So, yes, they've got pre-owned Volkswagens if that's what you're looking for. But because they move so much inventory, people go and they trade in their old vehicle when they buy their new Volkswagen. So if you're interested in a certified pre-owned or used vehicle, you can go shop South Point Volkswagen. I mean, there's an Audi Q3, a 2020 Nissan Pathfinder, a 2022 Toyota Camry SE. So the point being, it doesn't matter if you're looking for a new vehicle or a certified pre-owned vehicle, make sure you shop South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or online at southpointvw.com. That's southpointvw.com. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer, South Point Volkswagen.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team color, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
At Luba Workers' Comp, Our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luva, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Confirmation today from Browns coach Kevin Stefanski that rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders will start in Friday's preseason opener against the Panthers. A couple of things to keep an eye on when Sanders is on the field, suggests Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas.
I think everybody's going to be looking for that explosive playmaking ability, that ability to kind of move in the pocket a little bit and then deliver some impressive, accurate throws down the field. On top of that, what I want to see is how he's going to operate the offense. What's his ability at the line of scrimmage to be able to make checks when he needs to get everybody organized at the line of scrimmage when one of the rookies doesn't line up in the right spot, and just general operation.
Joe Thomas on Unsportsmanlike. Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers says he's open to playing in Saturday's preseason opener if asked by coach Mike Tomlin. Standout rookie outfielder Roman Anthony and the Red Sox finalizing an 8-year, $130 million extension, reports ESPN's Jeff Passan. Jen Powell will make Major League Baseball history this weekend. She'll become the first female umpire to work a regular season MLB game. She'll work the bases on Saturday and behind home plate on Sunday.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt.
Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill. Nope. Cassie Spazzali. Doesn't look anything like Paul. Not a thing. They don't look at all alike. They're not even the same gender. Allegedly. Sorry, we're looking at you, Paul. Mary.
Murray, present.
Music. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Deuce Gerald and his dad, Davron Sr., will be with us here in 13 minutes from right now. Major coup for LSU landing Geralds. You know, about this time last week, it felt like he was going to be an Oregon lean. Everyone knows the story. Dad's from Scotlandville, recruited by Frank Wilson to Ole Miss, was the center on those teams under Houston Nutt that won back-to-back Cotton Bowls, 09 and 2010, or 08-09. 08-09, I believe. And anyway, lives in Atlanta now, spent the first part of his life in Baton Rouge, and, you know, it was a really competitive recruiting battle. But LSU landing Gerald, stealing him away from Oregon, was significant, not only because of the caliber of player, the position he plays, but how LSU is stacking up this recruiting class at defensive line right now, something we've talked a good bit about. But you got Lamar Brown, Trenton Henderson at edge in this class, you know, interior players. Now when you include Duce Gerald's in there, It is mighty. Richard Anderson, who's another 5-star out of Ed-Car in New Orleans. I mean, you got of those 4, you got 3 5-stars, and the one who isn't is Duce Gerald, who's a top 100 prospect in the country, top 10 at his position. So just a massively impressive class, easily the best defensive line class in the country. And we're looking forward to having Duce Gerald with us here in about 10 minutes from right now. It is after further review. We're glad you're with us. Saints have the day off as they fly out to California. They'll play their first preseason game on Sunday against the Chargers out in L.A., but they're flying there today, and they'll practice for the rest of the week out in L.A. A little nicer weather, all that stuff. So a day off. The Saints did take the opportunity today for a couple of roster moves. It's interesting that they brought Hunter Deckers back. So Hunter Deckers, the quarterback, who we talked a good bit about, from Iowa State. If you don't remember the backstory, was a really productive player at Iowa State, got caught up in the sports betting thing, ends up going JUCO because he lost his eligibility within the NCAA. Plays JUCO at Iowa Western. Throws for 3,800 yards, 32 touchdowns. Really good player. Goes undrafted. Saints signed him as a UDFA. He's in camp, but he's the 4th quarterback, and so they let him go when they needed to make a roster move to make space. Now they've brought Hunter Deckers back. Now, is it a camp arm situation? Does he actually have a shot to make the team? Practice squad? I don't know. We'll see how this all goes. And it's fair to wonder what Hunter Deckers' career and path might have looked like and how different it might have been had he been able to stay at Iowa State and not had to go the JUCO route after the sports betting thing. But this is a guy who's 6'3", 215, and was a very productive player in a Power 4 conference. It's not like this is some shot in the dark on a maybe, So he's interesting for a Saints team that's continuing to try to till the soil and find their future quarterback. I'm not submitting to you Deckers is the Saints' future quarterback. I'm just telling you they don't have a definitive paved road to their future. They're still out there with their machetes, like chopping through the brush, trying to find that path forward, be it Shuck or Rattler, probably not Haener, but maybe Deckers is a long shot, maybe a practical, who knows. But maybe even more interesting than re-signing Deckers is the fact that they waived punter Matthew Hayball. And Matthew Hayball, remember, was a Vanderbilt product who was the starting punter for this team last season. Punted in every game for New Orleans a year ago. And, he averaged 44 yards a punt, but clearly they're still trying to find that guy that's going to hold down that job for a decade like Thomas Morstead did. And, maybe it's Kai Kroger who they just signed, the former South Carolina All-American. Maybe at some point they end up bringing Hayball back. I don't know how this is going to look throughout the rest of camp, but the James Burnip, the rookie from Alabama, all the reports are that he has a big booming leg. He is crushing the football. They just need to find someone who can establish a little bit of consistency. That hasn't been Hayball to this point, clearly. So they waive Hayball and bring back Hunter Deckers. I'm not trying to read too much into that from either standpoint. Certainly not thinking long-term with Deckers, but short-term with Hayball, they feel like they got a better option with either Burnip or with Kai Kroger, who they've just brought in. So another thing to watch, the certainty with special teams is Blake Grupe. As a matter of fact, Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net, just this morning with it being an off day for practice for the Saints, Ross has a piece up that is it's the big standouts so far in Saints camp, and I'm trying to find forgive me, now I'm looking for it and I can't find it. It was the big winners so far in camp in Metairie, and he listed a handful of players. Doggone, if you forgive me, I'll find it. Just one quick second. Here it is. 5 non-quarterbacks, the 5 standouts so far in camp. He lists Chris Rumpf, the edge, Mason Tipton, Devon Gottschall, Julian Blackman, the safety, and then Blake Grupe, who has completely locked down the kicker job. Through 11 practices, Grupe is 26 of 27 in camp. The one miss, as Ross Jackson notes, came during a spell of heavy rainfall there outdoors at the Metairie complex. Metairie complex. So Groupie is your starting kicker. He's one of the big winners. You're still trying to find a punter, though, right now amid this group. And it looks like it'll be James Burnip or maybe Kai Kroger as they'll go into this first preseason game. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Remember, you can email us, tweet us, or text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. We do have updated point spread values for all 32 NFL quarterbacks. I'll tell you where Tyler Shuck falls on that list. I want to remind you about our friends over at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com. You know, if you're thinking of popping the question, you want to go to Lee Michaels. It's what Louisianians have done for 4 decades now. Thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. You know, you got a lot of options. And the big box stores or the local jewelers, it's almost like Goldilocks, right? Some are too big, so you don't get the personalized or the great selection. The boutique jeweler, maybe you get a little more personalized attention, but you don't get as good a selection of prices. When you talk about Lee Michaels, they're the sweet spot, right in the middle. You get the customized experience, but they're big enough to carry great quality and great selection. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. This was interesting. Odds makers have updated the point spread value for every projected starting quarterback in the NFL. And if you're not familiar what point spread value is, point spread value effectively refers to what your worth is as a player against the spread. How you being in the game or out of the game impacts the point spread. Does that make sense? I think that should make sense how I explain it. So, like, if for example, number one on the list as far as point spread value is Josh Allen. His point spread value, according to these odds makers, let's sing and cooperate, whatever, is 6.98 points against the spread. That's Josh Allen's point spread value, is 6.98 points. Basically, it's basically a touchdown. If Josh Allen doesn't play, it moves the line nearly 7 points. So if the Bills are favored in a game by 3 with Josh Allen, and then he doesn't play, they would be a 4-point underdog, is basically what that means when you talk about point spread value. So they rank the point spread value 1 to 32 of all NFL projected starting quarterbacks. And Tyler Shuck, who is on this list as the projected starting quarterback for the Saints, with a point spread value of 0.69, is 32nd on the list. Quick write-up for the Saints and presumed starting quarterback Tyler Shuck. Odds makers don't have a ton of great things to say, with barely a difference between Shuck and Spencer Rattler. One odds maker was taking matters into his own hands, saying, quote, I personally have invested heavily on the Saints under and bet a number of games against them. I think they're more than likely going to be the worst team in the league, and Tyler's probably going to have a tough rookie year. Again, I don't keep sharing these stories with you to dump on the New Orleans Saints. I am just sharing these stories with you as an illustration from a variety of different objective points of view that suggest it's not going to be a good year for the New Orleans Saints. So reframe your expectations accordingly. All right, Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Expectations for LSU football on the dramatically opposed end, not only for the now but for the future. Duce Gerald's a big part of that. The LSU 4-star defensive line commit will join us next on AFR.
AFR.
GLO. GlowResources.com. GlowResources.com. As a matter of fact, earlier today I was checking out Instagram and I saw Glow Resources had a post that their gorgeous facility there on Perkins Road, right next to Pennington. There is some office space on the first floor that they're renting out. So if anyone's looking for office space, check out Glow Resources there as well. But I tell you all the time, with the hiring market, if you're tired of experimenting, get it right, the first time and let Glow Resources help. You know, when you hire Glow Resources to help you find that person for whatever job you're looking for, they take care of everything. They take care of workers' comp. They take care of child support, deductions, health insurance, dental insurance, general liability. People may not even live or work in a certain market, but they have operations all over. So they'll follow no matter where the job is. They currently have employees from Houston working in Africa. They can help. GlowResources.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
.104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Citizens Bank and Trust want to make things a little easier on your budget by making your groceries for an entire year. And even if you don't win the grand prize, we're awarding second chance prizes of $250 gift cards to High Neighbor Supermarkets. It's free groceries for a year sweepstakes powered by Citizens Bank and Trust. High Neighbor and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. You can register now at 1045ESPN.com.
All right, trying to connect here with Duce Gerald and his dad, Davrin. Looking forward to this conversation. We're doing a video chat, and we're having trouble right now linking up with them. So we'll do that just as soon as they can jump aboard with us here. We will have Zack Abolver with us. We'll start our new series we do every year about this time, our SEC Fall camp previews. And we'll go around the conference and look at the biggest storylines and look at each roster in the SEC as they make their way through fall camp, getting toward the season. There's always these interesting benchmarks that I look at this time of year and or at different points in the season. And it's changed a little bit now, obviously, with the spring portal window. But it's what your roster looks like after the season, after the draft, et cetera. Spring ball, after spring, and then obviously after the spring portal window as well. And then you go through talking season with SEC Media Days, et cetera, and we learn a lot about these teams at this point. So it'll be interesting to kind of take a look around the conference at how all these teams are looking and doing right now going into here in fall camp going into the season. And it is optimism abounds in August for everybody, no matter what program you are or what your lot in the college football world or life is. Optimism abounds in August, and except for maybe Arkansas, where John Neighbors was not. So can you talk to them? Okay. So we're hooked up here with Davern and Duce Geralds. Guys, if you can hear me, they're telling me your mic is muted, so you're going to have to unmute the mic on your end. And are we doing video or just audio?
Looks like just audio. The video's not
okay,
on.
Cool. Is the mic unmuted? Okay.
No.
Okay. Let me know when we're good to go. But guys, can they hear me on their end? Sorry, my apologies to the audience. We're trying to do this this is normally what we do in the break. We're just a little late getting on, so I don't know if they can hear me or not. But.
Your mic is on. They should hear you.
Okay, cool. So they're connected. We're just trying to connect here via video and have them turn on their mics. So, Cassie, maybe you can put it in the chat where they could see to unmute if they can't hear me. So, in any event, looking forward to this conversation if we can get it connected. Be good. We're supposed to talk to Zack Abolver again in less than 10 minutes from right now. So, and then hopefully, you can forgive me, I am just completely stalling right now. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Cam Sanders in hour number 3. Cam Sanders, former LSU Tiger, of course, Scott Sanders' son, former big leaguer. Cam Sanders made his big league debut last night with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pitched 2 scoreless innings, which was awesome to see. Had a couple of strikeouts. Walked a guy, gave up a hit, but what a thrill for Cam after a long, nearly 7-year journey in the minors. To finally get his call up after that long tenure with the Cubs, where he pitched exceptionally well, and we thought for a long time he would ultimately get his call up. It never came with Chicago. Signed with Pittsburgh this offseason, and now in his first season, the Pirates organization got the call up and made his big league debut last evening against San Francisco there at the PNC Park, or in Pittsburgh. So that was great to see. All right, what are we doing? Okay, so. Bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. We may just have to do phone. All right, I just sent the phone number to see if they can just call. We're running out of time now as well. So I apologize for the technical mishap here, and I'm very sorry for just stalling and filling airtime. But we're just having trouble having them either hear. I don't know if they can hear me or if we can't see them. But in any event. Trying to get Deuce and Davern Geralds on the show. Excited about the convo if we can make it happen. But right now, just having some trouble with connectivity. Okay. All right. Well, I'll move on. If we can connect in the next segment, then we'll bump Zach. All right. It's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Remember, you can email us, tweet us, or text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Remember, you can always text the show, as we always talk about. I got one from this one from Chad, who said, Matt, what's the deadline for the SEC to come out with the 2026 football schedule? I mean, realistically, whenever they have the schedule release, which they typically do the schedule release for the next year, Greg Sankey told us it's around December. So when they do the schedule release show. So, but they're not going to put a schedule out until they know what the postseason is. So if they put the schedule out before they know what the postseason format is going to be, like they won't know if they're playing 8 or 9 games. So they can't put a schedule out until they know if they're playing 8 or 9 games. They don't know if they're playing 8 or 9 games until they know if they're expanding the playoff from 12 to 16. If the playoff stays at 12, the SEC, I'm confident, is going to stay at 8 league games. If the playoff goes to 16, then I think the SEC could very well expand to 9 league games plus your Power 4 non-conference game, which I'm in favor of. I want to see just all the best games. So in any event, let me do this. Well, now I got a break. We'll try to get back on time. I'm not sure what's going on there. If we can link up on audio with the Geralds, we'll do that. If not, we'll move on. We'll talk to Zack Abolver. We'll try it again with Deuce and Davin Geralds another time. Stay here at AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance, 2 great hotels in the Baton Rouge area. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet. Hey, look, the Watermark celebrating 100 years. Not the hotel itself, but the building is celebrating its centennial. I've told you, Watermark is the original high-rise in downtown Baton Rouge. It's the old Louisiana National Bank building, and they're celebrating 100 years of that building with some amazing specials and rates going on this fall downtown Baton Rouge at Watermark Baton Rouge. So, with LSU and the home slate coming up, if you're thinking about visiting or you have family members or friends who are going to be coming in town, remember Watermark Baton Rouge for so many reasons. First of all, obviously, the ornate beauty of the hotel. It is literally Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. It's also the proximity right there on 3rd Street, right down Nicholson from LSU, and of course, so much more. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Businesses like yours are the soul of our community. You deserve someone who'll deliver the internet services you deserve. That's why local businesses rely on Rev Business, 90 years of building connections. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
We came up with the idea of auctions in August. Gulf Coast Bank does all the work. We display the item. We prominently feature it in social media, on our website.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, Saturday, Duce Geralds thrilled the LSU staff and LSU fans when he picked the Tigers over Oregon, Ole Miss, Michigan, Ohio State. And Duce Gerald and his dad, Davern, good enough to join us here for a couple of minutes on AFR. Gentlemen, it's great to have you. How are you?
Doing great. How's it going?
It's going awesome. Deuce, if I could start with you, let's talk about when you ultimately decided that LSU was going to be the school. When did you make your final decision? Okay, let's just see if we can just do. We got them connected. I don't know if they can hear me. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm not sure quite if Deuce is there.
Oh, is it?
Looks like.
Davern, do we just have you?
Yes, I'm here.
No worries. Okay, then just you and I can talk. If Deuce can jump on, that's great too. You went through this process with Coach Frank and Ole Miss 20 years ago. How much did the process change from you being a recruit and now going through with your son?
I mean, the process is like it's night and day at this point. It's still some similarities to it compared to when I went through it almost exactly 20 years ago. I was class of 2006 and Deuce is class of 26. So, I mean, 20 years has gone by since I was recruited. But, I mean, just still the things that matter most, the relationships with the coaches, the relationships with the recruiting staff, the people in the building, those are the things that mattered most. And, that is some of the, same things we kind of harped on with Deuce when it came to choosing his school of choice and where he'll be spending the next 3 to 4 years of his life. Those were the, things that kind of remain constant. But as far as, kind of having to take into account, from NIL to, now college sports is more professional now because you have with the house ruling, you have rev share, so it's just those things are different, and none of it is negative. It's all positive and good for the kids and whatnot at the end of the day. But it is something that you got to calculate and factor that into the decision now. So that was probably one of the biggest differences.
Yeah.
Going through this cycle of recruiting versus my own personal recruiting.
Yeah, the NIL rev share component of it, I don't know that any prospect makes a decision solely based on that, but it's a component of every decision. How did LSU handle those conversations with you and your family?
So that kind of was headed by Austin and his staff. I mean, he done a phenomenal job with just open line of communication, just being as transparent as possible, just handling things in a professional way. That was just amazing for myself and the family, where, as you can imagine, those kind of things, those are some hard discussions to kind of have because it's more so business side, and you kind of build relationships with the coaches in the building and the coaching staff. That's kind of like your initial contact with the program. And then when it gets closer to that decision, and then those type of conversations have to be held, it can get a little uneasy for family members, especially like the parents like myself. But man, Austin, he did a phenomenal job. Him and the rest of the staff that was helping him out with everything. And I mean, it also helped to have representation as well. So that was that part of the process kind of took care of itself, and we were able to get to a good medium to where Deuce could kind of go ahead and move forward with his decision with what was in his heart all along.
How important is it, obviously, you being from Scotlandville and Deuce spending part of his young life in Baton Rouge, how important was it to be able to play in Baton Rouge, where I know you still got a lot of family?
I think just it kind of goes to show. I tell folks this all the time. Like when you're a kid growing up, in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, especially. I mean, it's always a dream of young kids to be able to put that purple and gold on one day, and I think Deuce was no exception to that. So I mean, it just really, it's a blessing to be able to be back in your hometown. Especially he was born and raised there half of his life. Born right there at Women's Hospital. It used to be over there located on Airline Highway, and now that he gets to come back home, and I mean just the reception that we've gotten, and the outreach that we've gotten from fans and family members, and close friends of the family. They're just all ecstatic and just super happy with the opportunity to be able to see Deuce play his college career out at LSU.
Dapper Geralds is with us, Duce Gerald's father, for a couple minutes here. There's a lot of people that are really excited, obviously, about Deuce picking the Tigers. I want to talk something that I know you know well, which is the football component of this guy that was an SEC offensive lineman. Now your son playing on the other side of the ball. I'm super curious how you think Deuce fits the prototype of what Kyle Williams wants on the defensive line. Maybe another way to ask it too, Davern, is Deuce going to be an interior guy, or is he someone that can kick out and play on the edge in this defense as well?
Yeah, so I think just how we've kind of molded his skill set for the game, and pretty much what his current defensive staff has done with him in high school. They kind of make him a piece that can be versatile. Primarily playing on the interior. That's where we see him kind of earning, making it where his bread and butter is. But being able to have the position flex in certain situations, and especially rushing situations, or according to whatever personnel is on the field, being able to have that ability to move outside, and being able to still generate good pass rush from the edge is something I do see him doing going forward. But like I say, I do think he's primarily an interior guy, but that has the position flex to be able to get moved around in certain situations or schemes or skill when it comes down to game planning. But I think, and that's something that Coach Kyle has definitely exclaimed to Deuce and I both, and we feel very confident in what it is that they're wanting to do, along with Coach Blake over there, and we really like the scheme fit for him.
Now I know your dad, but like I mentioned, you were also an SEC offensive lineman. So give me a breakdown of what makes Deuce so good as an interior defensive player.
So I think it's a few different traits that makes him good as a defensive interior defensive player. One is just a knack for being able to find the ball in chaos. That's something he's been great at. He showed that innate ability at a young age. Just being able to, always, it's a lot of stuff that's going on in the trenches, especially in between those in that guard box, in between the left and right guards. But just having a knack and ability to still find the ball in chaos. I think he has a great ability to do that, along with just having the being able to play with the strength and power and leverage that he's able to play with. I know, he's more guys are, they look for those 6'4", 6'5", big slugs in the middle to be able to, stop the run and things of that sort. But when you have a guy, of his stature and ability in that 6'2" to 6'3" range, and still, explosive and twitchy, I think it sets him apart because he's, like I say, he's able to, find that ball in chaos. He's able to create penetration, and he's very strong at the point of attack. So I think those things are traits that he possesses that, make him difficult for linemen to block.
I love this. Spoken like an offensive lineman, the 6'4", 6'5" slugs. I love it. That's so good. Hey, man, before we let you go, and Davern Geralds is our guest, Duce Gerald's father, I'd love a thought also on two people. Obviously, Frank Wilson, who we know is a guy that recruited you. But I'd love a thought not only on Coach Frank, but also your impressions of Brian Kelly throughout the process as well.
Yeah, so, Frank, as you've already stated, he recruited me, and he was very key in my recruitment process, going back to Ole Miss when he was a part of that staff with Ed Orgeron. We have a great, relationship. He's also my fraternity brother. We both members of Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
Man, I think we froze. Oh man, just talking about Frank. Let's see if we can. You can go pot it. If he happens to reconnect, I'd love to finish that answer, but I think the audio froze. So apologies for that. Wanted to get a thought on Coach Frank and BK as well. So we'll see if he reconnects. If he does, we'll jump back into that real quick. Good opportunity to remind you about Evamore. EVAMOR, Evamore.com. As a matter of fact, I rolled over to Rouse's today. I was out of Evamore. I always have my big 64-ounce bottle on set with me, and I drank my last one, and so I had to go restock, and So I went over to Rouse's, and they were out of the big 64-ounce one, so I got a 12-pack of the 32-ounce bottles, which I got right here. Practice what I preach, y'all. It's a better form of hydration, EVAMOR. Evamore.com. Evamore.com. Drink Evamore. EVAMOR. Do we have Deuce now? Oh, okay. Yeah, that Deuce is here now. So Davern's phone, I think, froze on us, but now Deuce has jumped aboard. Deuce, great to have you. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing awesome, man. This worked out. Hey, man, let me. I'd love a thought from you, man, on ultimately when you made your final decision, when you decided it was going to be LSU. Oh no, his screen just went out. Oh no!
What is happening right now?
People always ask, like, hey man, why don't y'all do video chats and video interviews and audio's better? Like, this is why. Yeah. That when you introduce so many more variables and connectivity issues, it makes it so much harder. I know, like, the audio's better, you can see it's a better experience when it works, but there's so many different variables where sometimes it just doesn't work. Oh, we have him back?
Deuce is back.
All right, let's try. Let's go. Deuce, I'm not sure if you heard the question, man, but I was just asking, we just talked to your dad for about 10 minutes. When did you decide ultimately? When did you make your final decision that it was going to be LSU?
I'll say, the decision really was made, maybe a week or two before my commitment date. But I feel like in my heart, it was always LSU. I just didn't know it yet because, when it really came down to it, I just went with my gut, with my heart, and that was with LSU.
It's going to be hard for your dad to put on purple and gold up at Vaught Hemingway in Oxford.
Yeah, we had that talk, but he said if he had the same opportunity when he was my age, he said he probably would, being from Baton Rouge and stuff, he probably was at LSU also.
Yeah,
so.
Man. Hey, if you would, give me a thought on Kyle Williams and what you think it's going to be like to play for him. What stood out there?
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited to play for Coach Kyle. He had the same type of, playing type as me, being an inside defensive lineman, outside. being that same type of body frame with that 6'1", 6'2" body frame, you know. So, like, it's just like the same type of player. I'm excited to be coached up by him. He was a real successful NFL player. I just know he coached up the same position and coached me up to have a better career or same career as him.
Did you, just throughout your process, did you get to know Bo Davis when he was the coach at LSU?
Yeah, I got to know Bo Davis for a good little while. He came by my house. Like, I met him. Yeah, so like, yeah, we had built a great relationship also.
Yeah, I was just curious because he does tend to recruit like the bigger space-eating defensive linemen. Just if that would have maybe swayed your decision just stylistically, because you talked about how close you are, you know, to what Kyle Williams wants, you know, in a defensive tackle.
Wait, repeat the question one more time.
Yeah, just interesting because Bo Davis was kind of recruiting these big 350-pound. Your dad called him slugs. It was funny. But I was curious, like, if Bo Davis were still here, because he seemed to want bigger defensive tackles, if that would have impacted your decision.
No, I feel like Coach Bo Davis is a historically great D-line coach. Also, like, he did coached up a lot of greats, and he has coached up, like, I wouldn't say he only has coached up those big body types, like y'all call them the slugs or whatever.
That was your dad, man. Your dad called him the slugs.
But like, you know, he just actually like just recently put out Byron Murphy. Like, that's the same. Yeah. That's a different type of body type. So I feel like Coach Bo Davis would have been a great coach overall too. So I feel like he would be able to coach me up the same way and put me in the league and handle do anything I needed to do.
What was your impressions getting to know Brian Kelly a little bit throughout the process?
Yeah, Coach Brian Kelly has been great. I built that great relationship with him ever since he's been at LSU. You know, he just building that relationship, continuing on, and now I'm a Tiger, so it went well.
Are you going to be an early enrollee in January, or will you be here next June?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be there in January. I almost graduated too early. I've been getting my classes done, so yeah, I'll definitely be there for spring football this upcoming spring. Yeah.
Hey man, you still got a lot of family here?
Yeah, I have all my family there. All my family stays there. I got grandmas, aunts, uncles. Everyone lives in Baton Rouge, so I'm real happy about coming back home and being around family.
Hey man, I'm sure you know. I know you're in Georgia, but I'm sure you've felt a lot of the love for Baton Rouge. Man, there's a lot of people who know your story. Remember your dad when he played at Scotlandville, and excited to have you coming back to Baton Rouge, man. Congrats on your decision. We appreciate you taking a couple of minutes today, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it. That's Duce Gerald. So we had his dad, Davern, on with us just before Deuce jumped on. That was a big one, man. You know, position of need, awesome player, impactful defensive lineman, getting that line of scrimmage back to what it's supposed to look like around LSU. Appreciate Davern and Deuce. Well, we had some connectivity problems there, but appreciate those guys for being patient with us and making that happen. So we'll connect again somewhere down the line. All right, it is after further review. Let me knock out our final break here of hour number 2. Muse will do Tigers and the Pros. We'll roll on here on AFR.
After further review.
If you're thinking of selling your home, why in the world would you hire anyone other than someone who sells more homes than anyone? It's Darren James. Like, if you board an aircraft and a pilot's making his first flight, you going to feel really good about that? I'd probably want a pilot who's got more time in the cockpit than you and I have in a vehicle. If you're anything at all, you're building a home, you want to be someone's first ever home built, or someone that's built dozens and dozens and dozens or hundreds of homes? You want experience. You want the best. You want Darren James. You realize for a decade, Darren James has been on the Wall Street Journal Real Trends list of the top 1% of realtors in America for a decade. You need to sell your home. You need the guy that sells more homes than anyone. You need Darren James. Agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Muso, Tigers in the Pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, and we begin with Cam Sanders' Major League debut on a Tuesday night. Former Tiger righty fired the final 2 innings in the Pittsburgh Pirates game a night ago. Both of them shut out, did walk a guy, did give up a hit, but struck out 2, and the important part is kept the 0 in the run column. We'll see what's next for Cam Sanders. Alex Bregman did wear the collar 0 for 2, but he walked twice and came around to score at both times for the Sox in their victory. Josh Smith.
Hell yeah!
Really nice night for Smith. 2 for 3, couple singles. He also drew a walk, and the Rangers were victorious as well. Hunter Fiducia back in the show. Remember, he was traded to the Tampa Bay Rays. Went 1 for 3 a night ago for Tampa. The one was a double, so it's his first double with the Rays. And also walked, came around to score in the ball game as well. Good to see him back up there. Figured when he got traded that they might add him directly to the Major League roster. Ethan Fry also makes his professional baseball debut a night ago with the Fayetteville Woodpeckers. Played center field, mind you, did Ethan Fry. 1 out of 4. First professional RBI and a walk. So all in all, good night for Ethan.
A-ball? Rookie ball?
Low A ball.
Low
yes. Low. So they just call it single A now, and then you have high A. So single A ball for Fry. Dylan Cruz continuing his rehab assignment in AAA. He went 3 for 4, all 3 of them singles, also drove in a run. He's hitting .353. I think he's ready. I think calling back up to the big club if you're the Nationals. And then Aaron Nola is in his second rehab start is underway. He's through 2 1/3, has given up a run. We'll update you that the final line tomorrow. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by the Williamson Eye Center. Remember, parents, kiddos, back to school around the corner. Make sure you schedule that eye exam for your children before they go back to school. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. 8 locations: Baton Rouge, Denham, Ascension Parish. They've got Lutcher down in the river parishes. They've got Zachary, St. Francisville. So obviously everyone should get their annual eye exam. But before your kiddos, or make sure part of back to school, along with getting all their school supplies and everything set up, make sure you schedule their eye exam. And if they need contacts or glasses, there's a full-service optical shop there at the Williamson Eye Center, so you can buy your contacts and glasses, get those prescriptions filled at the Williamson Eye Center as well. And, of course, if you want to ditch the contacts and glasses forever, they have a refractive procedure no matter your age or your refractive issue. It's the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. All right, Muse, so because we got a little off schedule there with Deuce, Zach is in 20 minutes?
Yes, 5:15.
Okay, 5:15 Central. So Zack Abolver, who covers the Gators, will be with us in 20 minutes. We'll start our SEC fall previews. Cam Sanders just hit me back, getting settled, so we'll try to do it another day this week, not today. So excited for Cam. Made his big league debut last night. Muse and I were talking about it. If there's anybody who has a healthy dose of AFR karma coming their way, it's Cam Sanders.
Absolutely.
Because we have been yelling, "Call him up, you cowards!" During Tigers and the Pros for 2-3 years?
At least, yeah.
He's really good. So congrats to Cam Sanders on the debut, and we'll look forward to catching up with him maybe tomorrow or Friday. So we'll see. All right, it's after further review. SportsCenter's coming up. We get you caught up on national headlines. Dabo said they're going 16-0. I got thoughts. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. That's First South Farm Credit. They've been doing it since 1916. One thing, better than anybody else, helping Louisianians buy land. It's First South Farm Credit. Always encourage you to log on to the website. Start there. Go to firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. You know, one of the things at First South Farm Credit they do that really differentiates is their patronage refund. So they share in their profits with their borrowers. So last year, they paid $25.5 million in their patronage refund to their borrowers, which effectively lowers your cost of borrowing. If your rate is 5%, it's actually like you're paying 4%. It's First South Farm Credit. Go to firstsouthland.com. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
We came up with the idea of auctions in August. Gulf Coast Bank does all the work. We display the item, we prominently feature it in social media, on our website, but we do it because it's the right thing to do for the community.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Wild scene at today's Patriots-Commanders joint practice. A fight broke out, and New England coach Mike Vrabel jumped into the middle of it. He wound up with a bloody cheek, and his players loved his intensity. Following today's joint practice with the Panthers, Browns coaches now working through how much rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders will play when he starts the preseason opener Friday in Carolina. That's when he'll be working with some second and third teamers. Our Harry Douglas.
And it's a big opportunity for Shedeur, and you got to take advantage of this opportunity when it presents itself. Can you go out there and execute, number one? Can you project yourself in the huddle and command it? Do you have control at the line of scrimmage? Can you go through your reads quickly and swiftly, but also be accurate as a passer and really show that you can move the football for this team? It doesn't matter if you're with the ones, the twos, or the threes.
Harry on Unsportsmanlike. Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers says he's open to playing in Saturday's preseason opener against Jacksonville if asked by Coach Mike Tomlin. Red Sox standout rookie outfielder Roman Anthony signed an 8-year, $130 million extension, reports ESPN's Jeff Passan.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Cassie Spazat.
I'm walking here.
Murray
present.
Musso. Until we find another Murray. And Mr. Toby Tomplin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Hey!
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We had Aaron Murray here in hour number 1.
Murray, present.
Hump day.
Talking a little quarterback.
It's hump day.
Say he thinks Drew Aller is the best pro prospect.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You want to talk about opening your mouth and removing all credibility.
Hump day.
Duce Gerald was here.
It's hump day.
And his dad, Davern.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We made it.
Hump day.
The hardest.
It's hump day.
cell phones and internet connection.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
StreamYard. We made it.
It's hump day.
Zack Abolver.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He covers the Gators. He'll be here in 12 minutes.
It's hump day.
We got Otterlocks later.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We had Taylor Calandra here talking booze. We'll get to your questions as well.
It's hump day.
Saints are going to have a new punter.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Matthew Hayball got released today. Do you think it'll be James Burnham?
It's hump day.
Or Kai Kroger?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Or do you think they'll both stink and they go back to Hayball? What do you think, Muse? You call it.
It's hump day.
I'm going Kai Kroger.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Cassie, who's going to be the Saints punter?
I don't know.
Say either Matthew Hayball, Kai Kroger, or James Burnham.
Matthew Hayball.
It's hump day.
She's going with the guy who just got cut. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Ask me the same
Oh,
question.
sorry. God, chill out. Hey, Matt, who do you think's going to be the Saints punter?
Cassie, you see how to deal with this guy? James Burnham. James Burnham. Because clearly I'm a big Alabama homer.
That's true.
Naturally.
I've heard that about you.
It's hump day.
It's so funny, dude. Every time I do anything about Bama and the Bama, all they ever come back with, LSU. I'm like, hey, mouth breather. I picked you 9-3. You went 9-3, you dork. Oh, I'm sorry. You went 9-4. How'd it go against Vanderbilt? Yeah. See, I'm good.
Swimmingly it went. I loved it.
I'm quite great in my life. As an LSU alum, fan. I've had the great fortune of watching LSU in my lifetime win 3 national championships, including when I was a senior in school, first in 45 years. Got to watch the greatest team in the history of college football. Of course, I would love to see LSU win more. I mean, clearly, you taste it once, you want more. But I've been so fortunate to see what I've seen. Like, I'm good. I'm very satiated. I'm very content. And so I just really love to watch them lose. Not only even just because, like, the players and the coaches, just because the fans. The insufferable losers that didn't even go to school there, that run their mouths all the time. So every time I get to point out to them and remind them that nobody respects them anymore and never will again like they once did, and how crushing that is for them, I'm just going to keep doing it over and over again. Like, I don't care if they have a 50-game winning streak against LSU. They're going to keep going 9-3. I'm going to laugh my ass off every time they lose. Do you know, like, every night when I go to bed and I get down on bended knee and pray to the sweet baby Jesus. The Christmas Jesus is my favorite. Among many things, I pray for Drew, his health, world peace. I pray that Florida State beats Alabama in week 1. If Florida State, let Alabama lose that game, right? Let Elmer Fudd go down to Tallahassee and lose that game, bro. Let that. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's. But new quarterback, Florida State, maybe something to prove. True road game, all that stuff. Let them go.
Bro.
Let them go lose that game. I already got my costume picked out, bro. I'm coming in Monday as Chief Osceola.
Yeah.
Muse.
Are you gonna ride Renegade?
I'm getting a horse down that hall. I'm getting a horse in that hall. You better believe it. I don't know how we're gonna get it.
Planting a spear.
I don't think it's gonna fit in the elevator, so I'm probably gonna have to ride the horse up the stairs. The horse can make it. It is a big stairwell, right?
Yeah.
Horse
Horse
can make it.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about that.
Horse can make it.
We're gonna up there. I'm gonna come in here as Osceola. I'm gonna get a flaming. I lit a cigar in here last year when Tennessee beat them. Let Florida State. I will have a flaming spear in this. I'll throw it into this set. Get ready.
I have a fire extinguisher on standby to put that out.
So good.
So we can continue
Now,
with the
I
other.
don't think that's going to happen.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
I don't think that's going to happen. But I'll tell you candidly also, I don't know what Florida State did this offseason. I don't know anything about Florida State. I ain't paid they won 2 games last year. I ain't paid a lick of attention to them. But let them go lose it. Muse, let them lose to Florida State.
Florida State got the quarterback from Boston College, and he's talked a whole bunch of mess actually about Alabama this offseason.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's been Florida State's offseason. That's what's his Thomas Castellanos, I think is his name.
Yeah. I think you pronounce the L's. Castellanos.
I don't like that, but okay. That's how the man pronounces his name.
Yeah, that's the dude.
Yeah. I love college football so much.
Wait, turn around the Evermore label so you can see it. Speaking of which, Dabo's out here saying they're going 16-0. You saw that?
I did see that, actually.
No, he didn't. Shut up, dorky LSU fan. Yes, I can make fun of my own, too. If I got to have one more of you losers send me this, you heard Dabo said they're going 16-0? No, he didn't. Here's the quote. Quote, I've had one undefeated team. In 2018, we were the first 15-0 team in the history of major college football ever. And I think we're going to be the first 16-0 team. It's a race to do that. That's what he said. He wasn't making a prediction that they were going to do it this year. He's not predicting they're going 16-0. He's saying it's a race to do that. That's the goal. And of course it's the goal. It's everybody's goal to go undefeated and win the national championship. And if you're Dabo and you've won 2 national titles and played in a couple of other championship games, why wouldn't that be your goal? He's not out here putting up bulletin board material saying, we're going 16-0 this year. Listen, I can get down with a roast as much as any. I don't typically overreact to words. I don't really care what people say. Say it all the time. Actions speak louder than words. But let's not get it twisted on this one, man. Dabo ain't out there calling his shot. He's the head coach of a major college football program whose goal is to go undefeated and win the championship, which is the same thing Brian Kelly should say and Elmer Fudd should say and everybody else that's a major college football coach out here. But I was looking at this. So in the composite, right, the 24/7 does a team talent composite. So they look at your roster and they do like a composite ranking of your talent. And Clemson, like, far and away is the most talented roster in the ACC. Probably not a surprise right there. But they have 16 starters returning. But I did this earlier, just sort of as an illustration. Go position by position against LSU. All right, if I get SI quarterback, who would you take, Klubnik or Nuss?
Nuss.
We're all biased. Everyone in Clemson would say Klubnik. Mm-hmm. Klubnik last year threw for 36 touchdowns. 3,600 yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Nuss had fewer touchdowns, more interceptions, but more yards. So they're both fifth-year guys, both waited their turn, both became first-year starters, like very similar paths. We would all say Nuss. They would all say Klubnik. It's kind of a push, whatever you want. Offensive line,
Clemson right now. Yeah.
They return 4 starters. LSU loses 4 starters. Clemson. Running back is LSU. They lose Phil Maffa. You know who the second leading rusher on Clemson was a year ago?
I don't remember his name now.
He's the quarterback.
Oh, Cade Klubnik. Wow.
Cade Klubnik was the second leading rusher. Phil Maffa's gone. You've got Caden Durham back, Caleb Jackson. It's LSU. Wide receiver, I know everybody's going to say Clemson, but I'm here to tell you, and look, they return their top 3. They return Antonio Williams, Bryant Wesco, and TJ Moore. LSU loses, Aaron Anderson's back, but obviously you lose Kyron Lacey, you lose Mason Taylor, you lose CJ Daniels, so you lose a bunch. But if you told me I could take LSU's receiver room or Clemson's, I'm taking LSU's just because I've seen it. Like, by the way, none of the guys I mentioned from Clemson a year ago had 1,000 yards. Williams had 75 catches for 904. But I think that receiver is akin to quarterback. I think it's a virtual push there. And then tight end is LSU. They lost Brenningstool, who's caught 50 balls for them last year. And yes, LSU lost Mason Taylor. But you returned Tradez, and you brought in Bauer Sharp as well, who caught 50 balls last year at Oklahoma. So LSU is the edge on tight end. On the defensive side, defensive tackle, you're probably going Clemson. They returned 3 of their 4 starters, including both defensive tackles. I'm very bullish on LSU's, but I get why you go Clemson. Defensive end, I know everybody's going to say Clemson. I would go LSU just for all the reasons I've said. But even if you want to give it to Clemson, fine. Linebacker is LSU. It's a big advantage LSU with Witt and Harold Perkins there. Corner, you can give to Clemson. Safety, odd to say, but you're giving safety to LSU with the transfers they brought in. Place kicker, theirs is Nolan Hauser. Kicked for the first time last year. You've got a veteran in Ramos. Punter, Jack Smith is the prohibitive favorite to win their punting job, although Grant Chadwick had better numbers last year at Middle Tennessee. So both, and he is established. He's already won. Grant Chadwick is the punter. Clemson's got a competition going on right now. And as far as the return game, you got Barron Brown as an All-American and Xavier Thomas. So LSU gets the edge. My point is, you go down the position group enlisting, it's kind of a push as far as the rosters. And Clemson has by far the most talented roster in the ACC. I'm just here to tell you, we've talked about it a bunch this offseason, but LSU went and bought a roster at positions they were weak. They went and bought awesome players in the portal to make themselves immediately better. So let not your heart be troubled, I would say. And Dabo didn't predict that he was going 16-0 and let Florida State. Let Alabama lose that game, Muse. Muse, let him do it. Let him lose that game.
I'm not going to stop him.
Let him lose that game, Muse. I dare you to let him. I dare you. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it. I hope it happens. We know what. Look, Elmer's record against unranked teams as a double-digit favorite. That's where he's had his bugaboos. Those wabbits. Don't let him lose that game, Muse. Don't you do it. Muse, don't you do it. Don't you let him lose it.
I'm not going to stop them. I'm going to let them if they want to.
I wish you would. Oh, I wish you would. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 30 years. Get Gordon and get it done. How about you get over to Court to Table if you haven't been yet? Of course, Gordon's one of the partners in Court to Table. Actually went twice last week. Did my show there on Thursday. Went back with the whole family on Friday. When I say the whole family, I mean there were 18 of us. We celebrated Erica's and my niece Olivia's birthdays jointly. So we had 18 family members. We were all there in the funky pickle bar. I'm telling you, it's a great spot. Another way Gordon's given back to our community. And one of the things he said when he invested in Court to Table is Baton Rouge deserves this. It was a concept he had seen in other markets, said Baton Rouge deserves this. And so he and several other investors got together. Court to Table's right there in Burbank. Y'all check it out. More importantly, of course, if you find yourself in the unfortunate situation being injured in an accident and it's not your fault, don't go it alone. Get professional legal help. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
We'll spend the next few weeks stopping all around the Southeastern Conference, checking in on each team in our SEC fall previews. Begin in Gainesville today. Zack Abolver is good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here to talk about Billy Napier's squad. Zach, always appreciate you, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing really well. Let me start with one you probably got to answer it pretty much every day of your life. DJ Lagway, we know we've got the shoulder thing. Now it's a foot thing. Can you just update us on Lagway's health and what the expectation is there?
Yeah, I would say that right now he's back throwing again, which is positive. He is, throwing to his receivers more, which he hadn't done all spring and not much in the summer, which is positive. And I think even though he had the recent calf injury, which we reported at Gators Online, it seems like he's already, kind of on the mend there with that. And I do think that it's probably something that's holding him back from maybe doing some of the running stuff, some of the, I think even some of the stretching that they do in the warm-up period, it seems like he's limited on. So that's not great. And then it's also not great that it seems like he's still not 100% in the sense that he's, participating in everything in practice, going through 11 on 11. Now, I think that if he gets to that point here in the coming weeks, Florida's got a scrimmage on Saturday. They got another one the following Saturday. Those are, I think, two important marks for him and kind of humps to get over as he tries to get ready for the season.
Zach, what in these next 3 weeks leading up to the season is the biggest question mark offensively that the Gators are hoping to answer?
How healthy is DJ going to be?
Okay. Zach, outside of DJ Lagway's health, what's the biggest question over the next 3 weeks his offense needs to answer?
I would say, unfortunately, staying on the injury front, what receivers they're going to have available and then what their receiver rotation is going to look like. I think they had a pretty good idea, and then the news came out today from us that Dallas Wilson is out with an injury, lower body, and he had been, as a freshman, working with the starters and kind of in line to get an opportunity to start as a freshman. That looks like he's going to have a little, minor step back, but he's out. He's not in training camp now. He's missed the last 2 days of practice. You also got Eugene Wilson, Aiden Mizell, two other potential projected starters. Certainly Eugene Wilson is. Both of those guys are out right now as well. So just kind of figuring out who's going to step up potentially if some of those guys aren't ready by the season opener. It doesn't sound like any of them are too serious. Dallas is probably the most of those ones I just mentioned. But you are replacing Shamir DK and Elijah Badger, your leading receivers from a year ago, and there hasn't really been much concern in Gainesville about having to replace that production because of all the guys that they had coming back and the guys that they added. But now you got some injuries at that position that you got to deal with.
Zack Abolver is our guest. Gators Online. That's part of the On3 network over there. I want to get to the defense here in a second, Zach, but the big picture thing with Napier, too, that, again, something I'm sure you've answered a million times for the benefit of our audience. How much did the wins there in November against LSU and Ole Miss down the stretch, how much did that, if at all, sort of cool the temperature around Napier?
I think it did. I think it definitely did. I think you couple that with DJ Lagway also being the quarterback and knowing that, this is the guy that he's got for the future. He looks promising. Florida has at least, 2 more years with him. There's certainly a lot of, enthusiasm around that. And then they did have a really good finish to the recruiting cycle, too, and didn't lose many pieces from their 2024 roster. So I definitely think it cooled it. And I think there are probably some fans that, for maybe some of them, that completely won them over, and beating Lane Kiffin in the swamp, which was the guy that everybody wanted to fire Billy for, that and knocking them out of the playoff. I think that spoke volumes to a lot of people. However, I still think there's also a lot of other fans that are still, they have been impressed by where things are trending, but they still want to see him do more, and they still want to see this program do more. And this is certainly the team in the year to do it.
That's interesting because the schedule is a daunting hill to overcome. We'll get to that in a second, but let's flip to defense. 7 starters back on defense. Fair to say that the secondary is the strength of that unit?
No, I would say it's the edge room.
Okay.
Tyreek Staff coming back, a 90 grade overall for PFF. For those that put stock into that stuff, they don't hand out 90 overall PFF grades for a whole season. That's Florida's highest rated defender since Jonathan Grenard in 2019. Led the team in sacks, led the team in tackles for loss. He's back. You got Cam James behind him as well. And then you lost Jack Pyburn, who's in Baton Rouge now, which was a big loss, as well as TJ Searcy. Those were their top 2 outside linebackers, which is like their other edge position. But they got George Gums Jr., who was second on the team in sacks and tackles for loss last year. He kind of steps into a starting role as a senior. L.J. McCray, former 5-star recruit, he's playing behind him. And then they got this Jaden Woods kid that they've not stopped talking about since he enrolled early. They flipped him from Penn State late in the 2025 cycle. So that edge room is pretty salty. I think the linebacker room is really good as well. Their starting secondary is good. Like, those guys have played. This is now their 3rd year in the system. They've started multiple years. They have chemistry, and they're really well connected. The issue with the secondary is they're young, and pretty much most of the spots, to where if they have an injury to a starter, they might be playing a freshman behind them. So that's not ideal. And then defensive line-wise, they got to replace Cam Jackson and Desmond Watson, and it's big guys like that don't grow on trees.
Caleb Banks is massive, though. I took a picture with him at SEC meetings.
He is, and to your point, he definitely can play nose tackle, but he plays the other D-line position in their scheme. So they do have an opening at nose, and they like that guy to be like 330, 340, and they just don't have a lot of obvious players like that on their roster. I think Jamari Lyons will be the guy that starts next to Caleb Banks, who is a stud. But Jamari Lyons is coming off of a season-ending injury, and we haven't seen him play since 2023. So is a question mark. We'll see.
I took a picture with Caleb Banks at Media Days. Well, actually, I did an interview. We were standing up. I'm not a small guy, Zach. That's an enormous human being. I mean, I'm 6 foot 200 pounds. He made me look like a toddler. It was incredible. Like, God bless whoever has to stand in front of that guy and try to block him. All right, let's talk about this schedule, because this is the thing, honestly, Zach, that if I look at Florida, I understand everything you say. Lagway, all the talent, the guy's back on defense, Ron Roberts, second year, everything. But I go, all right, how in the world do you navigate after Long Island and South Florida, at LSU, at Miami, Texas, at A&M, at Ole Miss, Tennessee? I mean, oh my God, it's like, where are there 8 wins on this schedule?
Yeah, no, I mean, first of all, they're very fortunate that they get those 2 week 1, and week 2 games, because I think that they've had to open with some pretty tough openers the last few years against Miami, back-to-back against Utah. If there was ever a year that they needed to ease into their season with their team, this is the year, given DJ Lagway's circumstances and some of the injury situations that they got going on. But you're right. Once you get into week 3 in SEC play, it is just an absolute gauntlet. I've said, and I know a lot of other fans and probably media folks feel the same way. I think their goal would certainly be to split, at least one of those 2 early road trips, and then one of the 2 Texas matchups against the state of Texas teams in the SEC. I think that obviously, to me, of all those 4 games that you just mentioned, playing at LSU is going to be the toughest one, and that's their SEC opener. But I think a lot of Florida fans would feel, and I don't necessarily think that they're wrong, that this team should be able to go and beat Miami at Miami. And it's a rivalry game. They got spanked last year in the Swamp. That's almost a must-win game for Napier and the fan base. And if you do get that win, despite what happens at LSU, I think people are feeling good going into those Texas games. And you got the Longhorns at home, and you got A&M on the road. I almost tend to feel like A&M might be the tougher matchup, because it is on the road, and I saw Marcel Reed come to the Swamp and put on a show. I think Texas is going to be really good, but you get them in the Swamp. Those are 2 really hard games. I think if you could find a way to win one of those, you'd be feeling good. But if you can't, I don't think there's any shame in that. But then the back half of your schedule, you're really going to have to reel off some wins, try to find a way to beat Georgia and Jacksonville. I mean, they had them last year before Lagway got hurt. So, but they got to get through that early stretch. And, Matt, if they lose some of those games or have a string of losses and they start to lose some confidence and fans, start to get frustrated, that's obviously where things can spiral. So it's key for them to split some of those tough games that they got in that early stretch.
You're right about the Texas game, by the way, too. They also have an open date before Texas. So it's an open date, and they get Texas at home. So 2 weeks to get ready for that game. So that's definitely a circle that one in big bold. If they're able to get Texas in the Swamp and win the game on October 4th, that could be a season changer. Zach, Zack Abolver, Gators Online, part of On3. We always appreciate the time, man. You'll get him on Twitter at Zack Abolver. We appreciate it, man. Thank you for the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, bud.
Amen. Be well. It is After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration. ParishRestoration.com. I had someone text me earlier today. It was like, hey, what's the mold thing you always talk about? Well, it's Parish Restoration. Same company. They've just undergone name and branding changes a couple times throughout the years. And about a year ago, they merged with my partners over at Parish. But full disclosure, I'm not a part of Parish Restoration. But it's the same company I've endorsed for years. It's the patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. It's effective, it's non-toxic, and it's more cost-effective as well compared to traditional remediation methods. So absolutely full recommend, 10 out of 10. Go to parishrestoration.com, fill out the form on the homepage, parishrestoration.com. One more time, parishrestoration.com. Fill out the form on the homepage. You come by, they'll give you an estimate. Take a look at your space, tell you what it's going to take to dry fog it. They'll knock out mold, odor, other harmful pathogens. And like you got illness going. This weird summer cold that's going around town that everybody seems to be getting. If that's running rampant through your office or your church, school, whatever you want to sanitize a school building before the school year starts, Parish Restoration can come do it. ParishRestoration.com, ParishRestoration.com. All right, after further review, appreciate Zach for a couple minutes there. Like Florida, I think Florida's fascinating because they really are one of those teams that might be better this year than they were last year. Like they might be a better team than they were a year ago. The record just may not show it. I mean, they finished 7-5 last year and then won the bowl game against Tulane 33-8. Lagway threw for 305, but it was the wins. It was the 3 straight wins to finish. They went LSU, Ole Miss, Florida State. So they won. I mean, they were sitting there at 4-5, and then they won their last 3 games. When everyone's just thinking, all right, this is it for Napier. You know, the final, you know, the last stand for Napier, and then they beat LSU, they beat Ole Miss, they go to Florida State and win 31-11, and you look up and you're going, okay, and then they beat Tulane to finish 8-5, and you're going, did they just like find something? I mean, with Lagway, they went 6-1 with Lagway as a starting quarterback, and man, you know, he missed the Texas game when they lost 49-17, but they're going to have talent. I look at the schedule and I go, how? Like, how do you? Where are there 8? Where is 8-4 a path on this schedule? If they go 7-5 again, like it was good enough last year because of how they finished, but if they go 7-5 again this year, like, is that enough to keep Napier for another season? That's going to be a fascinating one. Okay, it's after further review. Let's knock out a quick break. We'll continue on AFR.
AFR.
If you're thinking of building a pool, maybe you got a pool that needs to be remodeled, upgraded, updated, renovated, Duplessis Builders can help. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. If you're starting from scratch and wanting to build a pool, go through that process with Duplessis. Listen, you can call a whole bunch of companies if you want to do that. You can call a whole bunch of companies, call around, see who gives you a good vibe, talk about price, whatever you want. The bottom line is with Duplessis. Understand this. Number one, Derek has an engineering background. Graduated mechanical engineering from LSU, had his minor in aerospace engineering. So, and when he builds your pool, they will not cut corners. He's very transparent about the length of time it's going to take. You're talking about a couple-month-long process here, from conception all the way to finishes, because they take the time to do it right, and that's why they build a product that will last. It's DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Check them out online or go see their showroom on Airline in Prairieville, DuplessisBuilders.net.
Businesses like yours are the soul of our community. You deserve someone who'll deliver the internet services you deserve. That's why local businesses rely on Rev Business, 90 years of building connections. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Kyle Milliken said on the text line, Elmer Fudd greater than DeBose. Run with it. What do we think? Should we get a poll?
We could get a poll. Do we resubmit Husky Harson in that poll as well?
What's your what is your favorite Kalen DeBoer nickname?
Yeah.
Kalen DeBose, Elmer Fudd, Husky Harson. What else did we have?
Oh, man.
Cassie, what's your favorite? You probably don't know anything. It's fine. You don't have to. It's probably the best thing. You don't know anything about this.
No.
This is the Alabama coach we're talking about, Kalen DeBoer. I've taken to calling him Kalen DeBose. I think there's a lot of fans who don't understand the Kalen DeBose.
Yeah.
Like the guy who texted me that was because he even spelled it DEBOSZ. Yeah, so Kyle, who's 33, there's no way he understands who that is. So
I'm 31 and I know who it is, but
you didn't know Pete Sampras, so shut up. I'm telling you to shut up, you shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Not knowing Pete Sampras is an unforgivable sin. Hold on. So Mike DeBose was the coach at Alabama after Gene Stallings, who left in 96. Would you fact check me here, please? So Stallings, I believe, left after 96. And then Mike DeBose became the coach. Won the SEC in 99. And then they played Michigan in the Orange Bowl with a quarterback you might have heard of.
Yeah.
Named Tom Brady. And it went to overtime, and the Alabama kicker named Fluger missed a PAT in overtime. That's how they lost. It was like 42-41 or something like that. You can check me on it. And then DeBose, Alabama was like preseason number 3 the next year in 2000. They completely face-planted. DeBose gets fired. They hired Mike Price, and then Mike Price from Washington State. He never coached a game because
Dennis Francione in between.
Francione was before Price?
01-02, then Price and
so they went
Florida.
So they went Francione, then Francione left Bama for Texas A&M. Boy, did that piss off Alabama people. Because you're not supposed to use Bama as a stepping stone.
All right.
So did that piss off the Alabama people. So Francione, then Price, and then when Price got caught at Arity's Angels, then they hired Mike Shula. And Shula was, they thought, maybe good for half a second in 2006, and then he got fired. Or in 2005, whenever they started like 10-0 or something like that, then they lost to LSU. Shout out to Dwayne Bowe. And then Shula gets fired, and then they hired Nick in 07. So anyway, that's the Mike DeBose. The DeBose is back to Mike DeBose, who was a coach that they thought was going to be good, but actually face-planted. And it's hilarious. So that's why I'm calling him Kalen DeBose. Like Mike DeBose, Kalen DeBose, said DeBoer DeBose. That's the DeBose thing. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Well, I was going to say you were correct on the timeline as well. Stallings left after 96.
96.
and then DeBose in 97. Yeah.
Okay.
For what it's worth, my favorite is Kalen DeBose. For that reason. I mean, it's just. I mean, it's a great callback, and it's a play on the last name. Like it's really good.
Okay.
I mean, is the Elmer Fudd thing because you think he looks like Elmer Fudd?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. I guess I really haven't looked at him that closely. That's interesting.
It's the photo of DeBose at the Vanderbilt game last year, where he's wearing a dry fit T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
a little bit of a belly.
They got so mad at the dry fit T-shirt.
Well, you can't lose to Vanderbilt looking like that.
I know.
I mean, you can't lose to Vanderbilt, period.
Yeah.
But you can't lose to Vanderbilt looking like that. Like you can't show up looking like it's a high school spring game and then lose to Vanderbilt. I mean, I get you're playing in a construction zone, so it felt like a high school spring game, but you can't lose that game dressed like that.
Let me pull up the picture.
So, but it's the yeah, you can. I don't know if Cass.
Yeah, no, I think I see it, but I know it doesn't do anything good to put it on the. I can see it. I can see the Elmer Fudd comp here now. Yeah.
There's this
this
photo. We've used it a bunch on LouisianaSports.net. It's this one. Here's the photo. It's this one. It's that one. God dog it. You can pull that up, Cassie. It's this photo right here. It's that one. It's, he's got a dry fit T-shirt on. He's got the high hat with the big bill, a little bit of a belly,
No, I see it now. Yeah, I
just
get
needs
it.
a little suspenders, and we're rolling with. Maybe we can do a side by side, Cassie. You're good at graphics of him and Elmer Fudd.
I mean, even in the face a little bit, man. Like he's kind of got a little Elmer Fudd going on in the face.
If he goes up to a press conference and laughs like that one time,
he's hunting wabbits.
I'm hunting wabbits. It's so good, Kalen DeBose. He's the gift that keeps on giving.
I think we need an Elmer Fudd. I'm hunting wabbits drop for Kalen DeBose.
Kalen DeBose.
Kalen DeBose. Excuse me. So are we going with that, or are we going to do the poll?
I don't do a poll. I don't care.
All right.
We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah. They do shutters as well. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. It's energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. They do it all. They do it better than anyone. Listen, I know there's some people say, hey, go get a quote. Fine, go get a quote. If you're just shopping quotes to see who's going to be the cheapest, that'll never be Relief Windows. They can't be the cheapest. You realize they have an entire service division? There's a lot of companies that they don't have service divisions, service departments. Their measure techs are the same people as their installers, who are the same people as their service companies, which is why it takes longer to get to you. The work isn't done as well. If you want the best experience, measure twice to install once, a service department that is Johnny on the spot and ready to help if anything ever pops up, a true lifetime transferable warranty, you want Relief Windows. The choice is easy. Windows door siding, oh yeah, they do shutters as well. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Okay, well, now I got our final break of the show. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks. By the way, Otterlocks are posted at LouisianaSports.net. Our guy had a perfect day yesterday, Muse. How about that? Give our guy a buzz, a ding. But there's some people, I got a text on the text line from someone who's like, man, I went to LouisianaSports.net when Otter came on to get all the picks, and that one game was already 5-0. I'm like, that's why you got to go earlier. Hunt usually posts Otterlocks as soon as his show ends at 3 o'clock. So shortly after 3, Otterlocks are posted at LouisianaSports.net. So set a reminder, get them there. All right, Otterlocks next, AFR.
AFR.
It is 11 bajillion degrees right now. Actually, it's 90. I'm looking at it right here. It's 90 degrees right now. Forgive me, 90. Yes, 90. It's 90 degrees. 90 degrees at 5:47 in the evening. That is nothing nice. So, if you go home tonight and the AC in your home is out or just not really keeping up, what do? You sure don't sleep in a hot house tonight. You call River City's 1 Hour Air, because it doesn't matter that it's 5:47 in the evening. River City's 1 Hour Air is going to come to your house tonight. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. I hope you go home and your AC is working beautifully. That's what I hope for you and for your family. But we've all been there. It is an inevitability. At some point, your AC is going to go out. It's not going to be keeping up. It's going to be low and hot. You're going to need a service call. And when you do, remember the best. The big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. It's River City's 1 Hour Air.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Yourgoodwood.com. Okay, one thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter.
What's up, baby?
Nothing like a perfect day to welcome you back from Del Mar, where the surf meets the turf and the Otters dealing out winners.
Come on. Give me more bells than that.
I mean, my guy deserves a 5-pack of bells there. So the question is, what do you do for an encore? Did we lose it?
No, I'm here.
I think Otter forgot how a phone works when he was in Del Mar.
I'm here.
Right. All right, let's get to it. I mean, incredible, man. What do we do for an encore after a perfect night last night?
All right, we're going to swim upstream a little bit here. You know, Boston, we've been riding Boston, but we're going to, the pitching matchup. They pick up Dustin May from Los Angeles. Mediocre, and right now he's mediocre. Mediocre lefties and Ben Wake, not good. Waka for Kansas City's really putting up nice numbers. So we're going to take Waka. And, yeah. Now one trend we're not going to try and reverse, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers. They're plus money tonight. Strider for this Braves thing is just broken, and they're just playing like they're kind of out of it. Just not the same team that they've been for such a long stretch. So we're going to plus money. Are you kidding me? I mean, the best team in baseball, the hottest team of baseball against a team that is, kind of almost packed it in a little bit. We're going to go with them. And then we're going to take another one. They just started. And keep in mind, you can get your picks early on the website. But we're going to take one of the teams that's struggling a lot right now, the Washington Nationals. The pitching matchup is just favorable. This is the A's. The Springs is not a world beater. We're not ready. I think this is an overreaction by the public and the odds makers because they have pounded the A's after scoring, 18 runs or whatever it is last night. So we're going to go with the Washington Nationals plus money at home.
It's already minus 103 if you're live betting it right now over at DraftKings. But
okay,
Milwaukee.
So that means things must be going well.
Bottom of the first, nobody out, just underway. Milwaukee, Washington, and the Royals, the 3-pack in Major League Baseball from the Otter. Where are you tomorrow, Otter?
Sammy's Grill, the original Sammy's Grill in Highland near Starring.
All right, man. We'll look forward to it then. Thank you, Otter. Good luck.
All right, good luck.
All right, we're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com with locations all over South Louisiana. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. And, of course, they'll treat you like family. So schedule your service online at ShawBillsTire.com. Shop tires online at ShawBillsTire.com. And be sure to let them know Matt sent you in at Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, that'll do it for us here. Muse, Cassie, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. You missed anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Aaron Murray was here. Duce Geralds was here. Thanks to Zack Abolver as well. Y'all get everything online. And we'll see you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
Our Lady of the Lake and LSU transforming healthcare. If it's trauma recovery, if it's cancer services, if it's heart, if it's stroke, if it's pediatrics, if it's, of course, the championship level health care that Our Lady of the Lake provides for LSU student athletes and other orthopedics, or taking over care at the Student Health Center on campus at LSU. It doesn't matter if it's the championship level athletes, the students at LSU, or everyday champions like you and me. Our Lady of the Lake, part of the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System, have been expanding health care in Baton Rouge and, of course, the multi-state health system from FMOL for a century. It's Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. You can learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wildin'.
ED,
low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app. 90s country and beyond. 100.7 The Tiger.